Human nature requires comparison because we frequently use it to try to understand who we are and where we fit in the world. Although learning from others can be beneficial, comparison is frequently harmful to our mental health and wellness. In today's world, it is getting easier and easier to fall into the comparison trap, which results in feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, and a loss of authenticity. This is due to the continual barrage of social media and unrealistic standards. This overview will discuss the risks of comparison and offer practical advice for taking inspiration from others without becoming lost in the process. We can create a healthy attitude and enhance our general well-being by practicing self-compassion and self-care, knowing the psychology of comparison, and understanding the psychology of comparison. The psychology of comparison. The social comparison theory, which contends that people assess their own capabilities and beliefs by comparing themselves to others, is the foundation of comparison psychology. Social comparison can be upward or downward, comparing us to people we think are better off than we are or who we think are in worse circumstances. Upward social comparison has become more prevalent in the age of social media, when people frequently share their highlight reels, raising the bar and creating a sense of inadequacy. Social media has had a huge impact on social comparison. Constantly being exposed to staged images of people living seemingly flawless lives might cause a false perception of reality and a sensation that one is always falling short. Low self-esteem and a sense of self-worth may emerge from this. Furthermore, social media algorithms often favor content that supports our existing viewpoints and interests, creating confirmation biases and echo chambers. Moreover, comparison might result in critical self-talk and self-judgment. When we assess ourselves against others, we frequently concentrate on our alleged weaknesses and flaws, which sets off a chain reaction of unfavorable feelings and ideas. Our mental health may be negatively impacted by this, which may result in anxiety, depression, and other problems. The psychology of comparison emphasizes the significance of comprehending our own cognitive processes and feelings while evaluating oneself against others. We can learn to change our focus from social media and unattainable expectations to self-growth and self-appreciation, which will result in a happier and healthier outlook. The dangers of comparison. Comparing ourselves to others can have a number of detrimental implications on our mental health and general well-being. The following are some drawbacks to comparisons. Feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt are brought on when we compare ourselves to others and tend to concentrate on our perceived defects and failings. This may result in low self-esteem and a negative self-image. Constantly comparing ourselves to others might cause us to lose our sense of originality and distinctiveness. Instead of staying true to ourselves, we might begin to conform to what we think are the standards of society or other people. Relationship effects. Comparing ourselves to others might have a bad effect on our relationships with them. Weakened relationships can result from our feelings of envy or resentment toward others. Also, we could place pressure on other people to live up to our standards or expectations, which could lead to conflict. Mental health problems. Anxiety, depression, and other mental health problems can result from constantly comparing yourself to others. We might begin to fixate on our alleged weaknesses and flaws, which would set off a chain reaction of unfavorable feelings and ideas. Comparing might result in a sense of loss and resignation due to stagnation and lack of growth. We can believe that we will never measure up to others, which would prevent us from moving forward and being motivated. Overall, the risks of comparison serve as a reminder of the value of putting more emphasis on one's own personal development and enjoyment than on comparing oneself to others all the time. We can develop a positive self-image and enhance our general well-being by acknowledging our individual strengths and qualities. How to learn from others without losing yourself. An essential component of personal development is learning from others. It's equally crucial to keep yourself from becoming lost in the process, though. In order to learn from others without losing oneself, consider the following advice. Concentrate on your advantages and distinctive traits. It's critical to keep in mind your own advantages and distinctive traits when learning from others. You can learn from others without losing your sense of self if you concentrate on your advantages and what makes you different. Embrace self-compassion and self-care. Comparing ourselves to others can frequently result in critical self-talk and self-judgment. Being kinder to oneself and developing a more positive self-image are made possible by engaging in self-compassion and self-care practices. Create a strong support network by surrounding yourself with individuals that inspire and encourage you. You can remain true to yourself while picking up knowledge from others by having a strong support network. Establish reasonable goals for yourself and acknowledge your accomplishments. Acknowledge your accomplishments as you go along. You can stop comparing yourself to other people by concentrating on your own development and advancement. Utilize comparison as a motivator and an inspiration. Don't allow comparison to pull you down. Instead, use it to your advantage. Don't forget to keep in mind your own distinctive perspective and approach while looking to others for ideas and inspiration. In conclusion, learning from others without losing who you are entails striking a balance between looking to others for inspiration and direction while being true to your own special personality and abilities. You may nurture a healthy mentality and continue to advance as a person by engaging in self-compassion and self-care, creating a strong support network, setting reasonable objectives, and using comparison as an inspiration source. Although it's human nature, comparison can have detrimental impacts on our mental health and general well-being if it's not managed. It's critical to comprehend the psychology of comparison and be aware of the risks it can cause. We can learn from others without losing ourselves in the process if we concentrate on our own strengths and distinctive qualities, practice self-compassion and self-care, build a strong support network, establish attainable goals, and use comparison as a tool for inspiration and motivation. It's important to keep in mind that everyone has their own journey and that comparing oneself to others is frequently fruitless. Instead of continually comparing ourselves to others, we should celebrate our uniqueness and concentrate on developing ourselves as individuals. By doing this, we can develop a good view of ourselves and a sound mentality that will enable us to absorb other people's knowledge and experience without losing who we are.